bam connect. The polygamist, the polygamist, the polygamist. Let's go into this. Or shall I say Janasi? Janasi. Janasi, Janasi. If you ain't watched The Polygamist has broken Netflix numbers, yeah. It's been doing a madness. And you see what it is, I went to make a video about this last week, but I was still watching The Polygamist. And you guys on Instagram, sometimes you lot are annoying because you know when someone wants to just enjoy a box set, people are just so excited and want to tell us what's happening. No, stop it, yeah? There should be a rule that when a box set comes out, give it a month before you do the spoilers, you know what I mean? Because some of us have got things. We've got kids to look after, we've got jobs to do, we've got houses to run, yeah? We're not all day sitting down watching Netflix and chilling. But let's get into this. And you know what? I thought, this one, my sisters, I ain't really been making content reaching out to my sisters. And you know,
bro, are you serious right now, bro?
I'm really serious. You know my sisters, I love them. The mothers, the sisters, the aunties, yeah? The grandmothers, female cats, all of them, yeah? But let's get into this. So basically, oh, snap, yeah? While I'm chatting off my mat, yeah? I forgot to even pattern this. So, if you ain't watched The Polygamist is it's actually based on a book written by a Zimbabwe lady. I forgot her name. But The Polygamist is actually based on a book, yeah? And it's about a family, a wealthy family, man called Janasi. He has a wife called Joyce, and they have 2 children. And it's about, I would say it's about certain man's choices into how they get into polygamy. Because, yes, call a spade a spade. This is not, even though it's called a polygamist, this is how many, I would say Africa's is African. This is mostly known to be an African practice. Obviously, polygamy is also in Islam, but it's different, yeah? This how a lot of African polygamy marriages do come around, where the man has gone out, committed adultery, and for face value, they just, like, the wife accepts. You get what I mean? But I have seen some backlash from the real polygamists. Yeah, the real people that did it the right way. That their wife knew from the get-go, because they were honest, that, yeah, they, in this journey that they're having, there might be a point where he will go and seek another wife. And the wife was already accepting to that from the get-go. Do you get what I mean? So let's just put that to 2 different sides. Do you understand what I mean? The real polygamy, the real meaning of polygamy is for both parties to accept. Do you understand what I mean? For it to be their way of life. But I do understand this program, and it's been so many talk points, yeah? So I thought, let me talk about it also, being an African child, you know what I mean? And I won't say my dad is a polygamy, definitely not, but definitely not, yeah? But he has got children with different women, like, whatnot. But back in our culture, back home, my granddad, on both sides, he had a polygamous marriage. He had multiple wives, yeah? And not to delve into my personal history or whatnot, but it made it interesting because when I'm speaking to, like, my aunties and a couple of people back home and seeing people's point of views, there's a big sector of African women that was able to resonate with certain these characters, with the Joyces, with the essays, yeah? Probably there were certain people that was even was able to resonate with Ladani. You get what I mean? But it showed that this is a big talking point in a lot of African households. And I was just seeing it from different sides because everyone has painted getting onto Janasi saying, yeah, and men, I ain't gonna lie, this program kind of brought back, I'm just joking, but it kind of brought a light into a lot of relationships and stuff like that. But one thing I will say is that I've seen a lot of things questioning like men, like how men always do this, man, you can't trust men and this that, you can't why the men like abuse their power, like, and I get it. Janasi was evil, I ain't gonna lie, this guy was a scumbag. Like he took the abuse of power to a next level. Do you understand what I mean? And some people will say he deserved his outcome. But right, it was mad. He was doing a lot, you get what I mean? Just, for me, how he treated his kids was so disgusting. That was a bit mad. But to play devil's advocate, and this is me speaking to my sisters. Wait, let's take a pause right now. Guys, girls, mums, dads, you know I'm on the road to 2K subscribers on my YouTube channel. I'm on the road to 10K subscribers on my Instagram and TikTok. Please, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't, jump in the comments. Just talk about this. Just get this shit. And hype this up. Hype it up. I just learned about hype. Yeah, hype is shit. Yeah, but let's get back to it. Yeah. So I want to look at this from a different angle. And I know some of the ladies are going to say, are you serious right now? You will be trying to defend the black brother. You will... No, girls.
Serious right now, bro?
It's not always about defending. Sometimes we have to see something and we just have to play both sides. You understand what I mean? So what I want to ask you, because I saw this the other day, big up Lexi Amani, yeah? I said, and it says, was Janasi a victim? Get in class and let's talk about it. So, guys, girls, mums, dad, let me know in the comments, in Insta, let me know in the comments on YouTube. Like the comments and subscribe. Let's talk about this. Was Janasi a victim? Because let's look at this first, yeah? Before you drag me, yeah? Everybody's calling out Janasi, and rightly so. And I said so, he done a madness. The man lied, he manipulated, he cheated, he abused women, and created chaos everywhere he went. But after watching The Polygamist, I couldn't help but question, why ain't nobody talking about the women? And it was right. Because I was questioning this also. I was like, bruv. And it's so many red flags that I see happen in our culture. People trying, what do they say? Looking good for the Jonas. It's funny, Jonas. Looking good for the Joneses or the Jonases. Yeah? It's like people, and I don't want to label this to mainly women here, because men do this also, but I know that I will say, especially in the African culture, you're in the house could be burning down, on fire, lit, burning. But outside, they want to paint like everything is rosy. And it's like, at what consequence do you want to keep this up? Not removing accountability from Jonas. He was the chief culprit. Once he started raising hands on Joyce, Matipa, everyone's defense for him ended there. But we have to have uncomfortable conversation and accountability with gender. Matipa knew that the man was married, yeah? She knew that he was married. First madness. What are you doing trying to go with a married man, yeah? All you women would agree. Not only did she know, she pressed on, yeah? She convinced herself that she will be the exception. Why do you... She leveled herself up. She was with the brother first and she saw... You know what I mean? Why do you think that you'll be the exception if the man is married and he's cheating with you, yeah? And this is a lesson to many women that need to hear. A man leaving another woman for you is not proof that he loves you. It's just proof that he can do it again, yeah? That is the proof, yeah? And sometimes the proof lacks character. Matipa saw all the warning signs and still walked into the fire accepting not to get burnt. She saw it. Man's wife came to the yard and she was there happy. Do you understand what I mean? She saw it. Joyce's mistake wasn't loving her husband. I agree. Her mistake was loving the marriage more than she loved herself. And I will stay with that point before I go to the next page to go what I was saying. Painting it out like it's better because they're successful, they were in the limelight. Obviously, no one likes embarrassment, innit? Especially in this day and age of 2026. No one likes embarrassment. Embarrassment is even worse than anything else. Yeah? That's what it seems like. But at the stake of her marriage, she sacrificed her kids' happiness. She sacrificed her own happiness. She was living a lie just to say she was married. Just to say, you know what, I'm married. We're together. And let's see, I big you up, you know. Yeah. She came back committed to preserving the image. Yeah. Image. Don't let the image kill you. Don't let the image destroy your children's mental MH. Yeah. How many women are currently doing the same thing? How many of you women are trying to paint an image where you know it's not that? You know it's not that. Yeah? Staying because of society. Because on Instagram, I don't want to look like I'm saying, I don't want... Or family, because my aunt is and all these lot are married. Staying because they don't want people to say you couldn't keep a home. And that's one thing that's bad with our culture. When we see a marriage break up and whatnot, sometimes we like to blame the woman. Oh, like, you couldn't keep your husband, or... We like to speculate. Sometimes people that got together, it didn't work. Ain't it a good thing that two people that acknowledge that it ain't going to work are saying, you know what, let's go our separate ways so we can be happy. So you lot as a society, rather than be together and be upset and angry and kill each other. SA representing another reality that we don't discuss enough, yeah? And this one is really deep. Some people don't want purpose. There's some girls, they don't care about that. They just want comfort. You know what I mean? I've got the nice house. I'm living. SA, if you remember, my man built that house for SA Quay back in there, yeah? He built that house for SA long time ago, yeah? SA didn't mind. She was happy with the house that he built her, yeah? SA didn't mind at all, yeah? The thing's gone down, but I'm just going to keep it up anyway, yeah? SA didn't mind at all, because I can't be bothered to load up a... SA didn't mind, yeah? She wanted the comfort. She had the comfort. As long as her rent was paid, yeah? She had, remember, he built that yard time ago where we're having yellow outside the yard was still calm, yeah? I'm running shorts. Her house was nice though, but compared to the others, it looked like one of them nice houses in the village, you know what I mean? People that go back home to Africa will understand what I'm talking about. She had like a nice house in the village, yeah? They wanted comfort. As long as her rent were paid, the allowances complete. The car was parked outside. She had the car that, remember, he promised her that BM. She still had it. And the bills are settled. They are fine. Essie weren't fighting for love. She weren't fighting for love. And I saw that because it was more the envious. I'm not in that big house. She was all right just being that comfortable. Like, I've got a yard. Comfortability. You come and eat my food. You whatnot. She even had another guy there. But it's the comfortability. And for comfort, how much are you willing to take for the comfort? Obviously, some people don't mind, innit? And each to their own. But if you don't mind, you can't complain. She was managing a situation that benefited her. Yeah? It only benefited her. Yes, remember, because SA had a child with Janasi. Yeah? And honestly, many people today are doing the same thing. How many mothers of children, baby mothers of, we know that they got with someone that is that's a footballer, doing well, successfully, and just got pregnant because of the bag and yeah, child support every month, and that you see that they are living lit. I'm not telling. Well, Dappy put this out the other day, so I can't even. We saw Dappy make a tune about his baby mother. She could even fit in this. Not to say that she does or whatever, but do you understand what I mean? That a man is paying and more of the upkeep comes to them. I'm not saying that the kid don't get it, but at least the child knows her. Like in that situation, the child knows who the dad is. The child knows who the dad is, but in this situation, the child wasn't allowed to even voice and say, that's my dad. Only inside her house. Lidani, yeah, it didn't shock me, yeah? But obviously, they said Lidani, it shocked me. And this is, Lidani don't shock me because as men, we all know of Lidanis, yeah? We all know of Lidanis. And you see where it is, especially for them guys that are getting that serious bag. You have to watch out for the Lidanis, yeah? Lidanis knowing fully well who Jonas was, her sister, her best friend's dad, yeah? Yeah? She knew who she was. She knew he was married. She knew he had already had multiple women. Yeah? Knowing the damage he has caused, she still entered a relationship. You cannot knowingly walk into danger and not expect to get burnt. You get what I mean? You can't not. So, but from my side, we would just say, oh yeah, she just wanted the bag. She saw her life and she's like, you know what? It will be a lot easier to just pattern with this guy because I know where it is. I know I'm going to get a house out of it. He's got other things, but I'm the youngest, so I'm more than likely to keep him about. Crazy, pause. Then there's Janasi. Janasi, yeah? And I'm going to go even further, yeah? Janasi is what happened when a wounded boy becomes a powerful man without healing. His family failed him. His environment shaped him badly, but pain is not permission to hurt people. A difficult childhood cannot excuse bad behaviour. This is Lexi's conclusion, but not mine. And every victim is innocent. Not every victim is innocent. Not every innocent person is wise. The tragedy was most of them saw the truth and negotiated with it. And that is true. Joy saw the truth. She went and saw her man at another house. Yeah, and she was still talking about we're going to renew our vows. What are you talking about? Are you blind? Are you smoking crack, woman? Yeah, are you blind? Do you think Jane is going to go over to Dave's house and see Dave with Amy wrapped around Amy and says I'm still going to commit? No, Jane's saying fuck that, divorce right now, half. Yeah, half of J&J. You know what I mean? Fuck it. You know what I mean? Then she's out next week, painting the town red. Yeah. Jonasi lit the match, but everyone stood close to the fire. His brother enabled him because it's simple. His brother acted like he was in a full-blown marriage with Essay for years. Like he didn't have no kids. He didn't have even Mutapi. I forgot her name. The second wife here, which later became the third wife. Yeah. She was the brother's thing. Then he couldn't even own it like that because everyone thought that Essay was his wife. And my thing is, just get off this. And let me just summarize this to this, what I'm talking about. And I'm not making excuses from Janasi. Definitely not. Yeah? Am I serious right now?
Are you serious right now, bro?
I'm really serious. I'm not making excuses for Janasi. Because he is... Bruh. He was taking this sex thing to a whole nother level. Yeah. You get it? And you see where it is. He didn't really have a type. He just did. As long as, he was moving mad. But what I was going to say is that Janasi was a problem. He is a big problem in this thing. And just bring it out of this and back to society, Africa, whatever, yeah? Not whatever, but to that, yeah? The men could, a lot of the times in this type of, because this is not real polygamy, yeah? As I said, real polygamy is when all parties know what they're getting into from the start of the relationship. You get what I mean? Even in Islam, certain people, when they get married, conversations will have to have been had prior, so your wife even knows that there's a possibility there might be a second wife coming into this marriage, and through them conversations, you're able to know if your wife is accepting to that or not. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of wives out here, a lot of women out here that will love a second wife, probably not the third, the fourth, but second. You know what I mean? But it just takes honesty. It takes truthfulness. How Janasi did it, it forced Joyce to say, second wife. And the reason why she did it, again, it goes into looking good for the outside. Do you understand what I mean? Because she didn't really want to do it. So at a piece of her own happiness, she did it to make the outside look at her in a specific form of way. And this is a big conversation because men, they say me black men don't cheat, this, that. But Janasi is not the representation for all black men and every situation, because he went to the extreme, and I understand that for us to have serious conversations, it needs to go to a certain level of extreme. But to fully blame him, a lot of people played culprits, are main culprits in this guy's life. You get what I mean? The essays, the joys, and for me personally, I would say the three main culprits. Not to say that he's a grown ass man, he should take accountability, but the three main culprits in this guy's life, obviously his parents, but puts that to the side because we didn't get introduced to them, is SA, Joyce, and his brother. Yeah, and the reason why I said that, because at any point, if any of them stood up and said the truth, this could have alleviated a lot of things. Do you understand what I mean? And the main thing that you can take from this is, see, life is about happiness. Like, you want happiness, and obviously sometimes you have to sacrifice. You don't have to, but there will come some sacrifice to achieve that level of happiness, innit? But how much are you willing to sacrifice to achieve that level of happiness? Because I will say Joy sacrificed her kids, yeah, her kids' mental health. SA sacrificed her kids' mental health. The brothers sacrificed his nephews' his nephews and nieces' mental health. I can't say her name. Matupa, yeah, sacrificed her kids for her own peace of mind and freedom. So one thing that is evident, that is clear, that the main people that get affected to, I understand the women, but they all put themselves in this predicament. They all chose to be with this guy. At any point in time, they could have walked off. Yeah? The only people that are affected are the kids. Literally. Like, literally. And yeah, I don't think there's anything more. Like, the only people that's really affected are the kids. And this is how the next generation of mental, like a lot of mental, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, this is like the generational man fuck is going to be mad. We saw how Jonasi Jr., I forgot his name, was moving at the end, and he ain't really had a role model of a man to show how you deal and respect women. His sister ain't really had the role model of a woman to see how you stand up for yourself and walk away from a situation. So it's just mad, yeah? But guys, girls, mums, dads, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, what you think about Janasi, what you think about the Polygamist. We heard that they got another one coming out called the Monogamist, yeah? Monogamy means no cheating, so hopefully let's see what this one's about. But this was a really good talking point. Yeah, and I feel like I'm going to jump into like more programs like this and that, like this, or you guys let me know what's the next program that you want me to break down and give you my point of view and what I'm thinking about, and then you guys let me know. You understand what I mean? But whoosh, boom, bam, connect, like, comment, and subscribe. Janasi.